have so many new and exciting roller coasters opening here in the UK over the next few years. Nemesis is returning, Project Exodus is going to be exceeding records until Blackpool take it back. You know, they're extending the big one by 2 feet. Good one, Blackpool. Legoland are building 2 new coasters as well. There's so much going on, as you can tell. But if all these other flagship Merlin parks are getting these brand new roller coasters, what about its other flagship park, Chessington? And I know that does sound extremely stupid to say when they literally just opened the world of Jumanji with Mandrill Mayhem, the green roller coaster in it. That is literally the bare minimum description. I told you, I'm not going off on a spiel about its exact type of roller coaster. I guess I could just call it a piece of metal, couldn't I? But you got places like Alton Towers that are literally building a brand new roller coaster after Nemesis reopens, which in itself is technically a brand new roller coaster. So with Merlin doing this thing of 2 years in a row building 2 different coasters at Alton Towers, could we see that happen over the next few years at Chessington World of Adventures? Today I'm going to discuss my speculation on where it could go, what it could be, and why could it? When could it? That one actually makes sense. And if you do enjoy this episode, then please be sure to subscribe to the channel. And if we hit 1,000 likes on this video, I will build these coasters that I'm going to talk about at some point in the future. So like the video and subscribe, it'd be greatly appreciated. So with this episode, I don't actually have to go into the history of the park or the history of rides at the park, because it doesn't really line up with what I'm saying, you know. No history books to open today. No delving into the deeper wide world. The World Wide Web. Because literally all you need to know is the last coaster before Mandrill Mayhem was Dragon's Fury back in 2004. That was the year I was born. And I'm not really sure whether that makes Dragon's Fury really old or me extremely young. But either way, I don't care. That was the last coaster built at the park before this year. So yeah, unless you count Cobra, the Zamperla Disco. Oh, it counts as a cred, guys. Oh, it's my favourite roller coaster. That's in my top 5. Before Dragon's Fury, you had Vampire, Rattlesnake, Scorpion Express, all of the older generation roller coasters. So not too many new ones, you know. So with Chessington building this brand new B&M wing coaster, Mandrill Mayhem, could this actually be the start of a lineup at Chessington for brand new modernised coasters? An actual good sort of modern lineup. I feel like everything in Chessington coaster-wise is stuck in 1990, except from the Flying Monkey ride. I mean, to back that up as well, there actually is a photo that's been circulating on Facebook. I never use Facebook, but here you are. I don't really want to deep this too much because I tend to do that. I look really deep into things and I go, you know what, that could mean this. And then it means nothing. But we're going to take a look anyway. Basically, this person here has posted a photo where they've spotted someone, a construction worker, with a laser scanner thing, or just a scanner. And it's being used right outside of Dragon's Fury. Now, obviously, bear in mind that these cameras, they don't have no meaning at all. These are the same cameras that were spotted just outside of Project Exodus when that was being built. So, it's quite serious stuff. So clearly, these cameras being used is something to do with brand new construction. Could this be a future plan to remove Dragon's Fury? Who knows? I mean, the sight lines from where they were standing and pointing it were a bit weird, but there you go. But we have no idea at the end of the day. Only time will tell. Maybe it will line up with my speculation. And to discuss my speculation, I'm going to split this up into different categories. The first up being, when will this coaster, Mr. Word there, basically, when will it be built and potentially actually open? Well, they obviously just opened a huge brand new area that occupied probably the only bit of land that they still have going for them. And now they don't. So having built that massive area, they're not going to be doing another massive area or massive coaster this year, are they? So building it this year or maybe even into next year would be highly unlikely. My vague thoughts are that in 2025 or even late 2024, we're going to see some brand new proposals come up for a brand new ride, a brand new coaster of some sort coming to the World of Adventures Chessington Resort and Spa. Because if we see the plans for it come through in 2024 and then obviously it starts being built in 2025, that gives them good time to also build their water park that they're building, a massive area of land over by the hotels. It's supposed to open like next year or something, and I don't think it's even broken ground yet. So around 2025 or 2026 is when I could see this new coaster potentially starting construction. We'll stick with that. And now we advance into Category 2. Why the hell did I sound like a weatherman? It's not a bloody hurricane. And Category 2 is, where will it go? And this one is a tricky one because it brings up a whole heap of discussions. Because with the park, do you go and find brand new land that you can, I don't know, buy out? I don't know if they can do that. Do you use old land that's already in the park and not really occupied by much, if anything at all? Or do you use land that is completely and utterly occupied by a roller coaster or another ride of some sort? And that last one, I would say I have 2 to 3 good examples of this, you know. The first being a removal of a classic fan favourite roller coaster that for so many years has seen multiple different changes, and it would be a shame to see it go, but I wouldn't really care. And that is, of course, the removal of Scorpion Express. It's not been operating for what feels like 2 years now, I think, so yeah, they were supposed to open it in summer. It never did. I just think it's dead. Like, you might as well just kill it off completely. The fact you've got that street that goes down to it in Mexicana, and then you've got that seating area behind Croc Drop. There's a lot of room, plus that, and obviously the Scorpion Express ride area. Another area the coaster could go in is one that I did lead you on to believe I was gonna say, and now I'm gonna say it. And that will be where Vampire is. You could just remove Vampire and replace it with something a lot better. And I always say this, I know it's a classic ride and it's loved by a lot of people, but it is getting on a bit, you know. It's quite old now, and sometimes it does look a bit worse for wear. But that area has such potential for this operational masterclass. A ride that runs maybe 2 or 3 trains, has 2 different sections, much like Vampire does, but it could be a whole lot more modernised and have a whole lot more oomph to it. I'll be there when it opens. And as per usual in a Merlin trend for brand new roller coasters, you could remove Tiger Rock, the old log flume ride. I know it'd be sad to see another log flume go, but as I said, first the flume went for Wicker Man, and then Logger's Leap went for Exodus. It's time for Tiger Rock to depart. But differently, let's talk about the space that they could use that is not yet being used, and that's an even more difficult one. I mean, if they ever extended all the hotels and that sort of side of the park for accommodation, could they remove that massive glamping site and sort of put a new coaster there as part of Wild Asia / Land of the Tiger? That area has seen a lot of refurbishment recently, so to add something bigger to it as well. There's also room back here by Tiger Rock. I don't really know if that's Chessington's land or not, but you never know. I'm not really a land surveyor, am I? But yeah, other than those areas, there's not really too much room for expansion at Chessington. But here comes the most interesting category. Category 3. What could the roller coaster be? Now obviously only certain things could replace Vampire and Scorpion Express, as I mentioned a minute ago, because if you had that space behind Croc Drop and at Scorpion Express, you could probably only really fit a family coaster in there, if not Family Thrill, if they just for some reason add 14 inversions. But they can make a nice medium length, free-flowing, lovely family roller coaster in that area. And then obviously if they replaced Vampire, they would probably just put a Vekoma suspended thrill coaster in its place. I can't really see how anything else would work, and I've also said that way too many times on this channel. But yeah, just swinging through the trees on a very comfortable ride and have it more speedy, more thrilling, I think that'd be amazing. And for a brand new ride in a brand new different area, I don't know, I think the whole quad bike coaster idea that was definitely circulating around before, that would fit really well. But there's a lot of new coaster types and sort of rides that I've seen that pose it pretty good competition. I mean, if the brand new coaster at Drayton Manor goes down successfully, the lift and launch coaster by Intamin, that could be a potential buying option. Or you could even have a Vekoma launch or lift coaster, and that one could probably have an inversion or two, because you know, they've been dabbling in the upside downs recently. And fingers crossed they actually decide to go for something that is good throughput, because there's not been a lot of good throughput coasters lately. I don't know, they all sound really good if I do say so myself. Although I think my personal favourite would be that brand new coaster in Wild Asia, if not probably the revamped Vampire. Do you get it? Be sure to leave your opinions on this matter in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe. Cheerio!